exactly the point.
And then the real of them is this lowly, ugly, blah, blah, blah.
But that you called it a dream versus, to me, that just tickles me because I automatically thought of the evolution of a human perception of themselves.
Right. It is a dream. It's an illusion.
Right, because it's a construct.
So, all right, so it's a construct. Perfect.
The Matrix. The construct.
So he doesn't know the
reference. You gotta watch the movie.
You guys.
I'll watch the movie. Yeah. I promise I'll watch the movie. So one of the things I realized is that when I found my gift in coaching people, and I've done it all my life, I just started getting certified.
No, you're just getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Finally.
So
$300 an hour.
I'm going to give it to you for free. So
we're on the couch right now. He might charge us.
I told you guys before, lumpia, pancetta, or some alcohol, we're good.
All right, we're getting a beer after this.
So here's what I found was the common denominator with most people that I sat in coaching, and this is long before I became a coach. This is stuff I would do with personal development with people, and both on private life, personal life, just people I wanted to help, because I was fucked up as a kid. There's a whole story. We can do a whole episode on my life story, but I mean, it wasn't like I'm a poor dentist, but at 14, my dad and I switched places. Because it was just him and I became the adult overnight.
And he
became the person I had to take care of, not a child, but a person I had to take care of. So there's some dark moments in that.
Oh yeah, you miss out on a lot, and then you resent it.
Well, there's dark moments in the sense of here's a 14, 15-year-old kid who has to make adult decisions and had no training whatsoever.
Right.
So what I found in this whole process up, I didn't see I'm 57, so 14, what's that, 43 years?
Obviously you survived.
I did, and I not only did I survive, but this is the part I'm very proud of, is I flourished and I thrived, because when you understand that this is your life and you are 100% responsible for your life, not the man, not the woman, not the president, not the political party, not the country. I don't give a goddamn who you want to blame. Blame them. Blame God. God and I cursed at each other for hours at times.
They definitely have fault in it. But
No.
You don't think so?
No. They are being who they are in your life. They have their own issues. How you take that in, and this is the coaching part that I do, how you take that in, now watch I'm tie it together, how you align that with your avatar, your dream self, is where the rub comes. So it comes this way. This is a perfect fit. Okay? This is your life in contentment. Who I think I am is aligned with who I truly am. Okay?
most people are like this.
Most people are like this. But here's the thing. Now, let's extrapolate that to the bigger screen. Here's my expectations of what life is. Here's reality. Most people are like this.
Right.
So there has to be an adjustment, right?
Yeah.
What does most people try to do? What do they try to adjust?
Change everything else around them.
The reality.
Yeah.
You can't adjust the reality. Thomas Sowell, who's one of the economic people that I love his statement. He goes, "My opinion is based on the data that I receive." Very pragmatic, right?
Right.
So if I look at my life and I'm in discontentment, and this is me, and this is reality, and I want to change reality, good luck.
Yeah.
So I have to, and a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, he's a brother, we grew up together, he calls it the equation. He says, you have to match the equation, it has to be equal. So the only thing that I can change is myself, my experience.
Yeah, the only variables that you have control over.
So to your point, it's not there who they are. How you interpret that, how you deal with that is completely 100% you. So it's always 100% you, but that's the learning process.
So you want to hear something funny that's just crazy, what you just did?
Mm-hmm.
That's the bladed mind.
That's why we get along so well.
Why are we cutting? I was
No. That's why we get along so well.
But
Because you know what? You're teaching people to do your martial art in the context of themselves.
Right.
It's just that simple.
Yeah, we adjust to what is necessary to what's coming at us.
dude, his explanation is a lot simpler than what we said.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's
totally.
Do
Yeah,
you
no,
agree
it
that
is,
that is how we see things?
Here's the thing that I think that you, I know you guys don't know this. I never said it before to any three of you, both you, Dan,
I love you
Danny,
too.
and I love you too. I love you, Dan.
Don't look at me. I'm married. Happily. Divorced. It's the drink.
I in separate conversations with all three of you, I purposely dug to try to find inconsistencies in your thought process, and there isn't any. Danny says what Rick says what Danny says, Diane says what both Rick and Danny say.
When we say it our own way.
In your own way.
Yeah.
So that's the continuity in the blade of mind to where whether this is bullshit or not, depending on who you want to talk to. I really don't give a shit because here's why. One, it's what you guys are doing. It's your stuff. Who the hell am I? Who the hell is anybody to question that? Now, people from a martial arts perspective are free to question it. I'm just not that person because I don't have that skill set. In my personal opinion, I like what you guys do. I like the way you present it because it's not about the art. It's about the individual and their personal mechanics within the art.
Correct.
Which is exactly what Green has taught me over the 7-8 years that I've been with him, that after we get past the first 5 strikes that we use for a basis of our art, it's like,
Do what you need to do.
Michael Smith, insert your shit here. And it's all conceptual. Excuse the potty mouth.
Well, your perception is based on the data that was presented.
That's $300. God damn it.
We were going on down a path and I can't remember what it is, so we're just going to continue.
What were we doing?
I don't know.
Oh, I know. Were we trying to make a point?
Yeah,
No.
I think the point that was trying to be set out, or that we looked at, is that because of our relationship with you, we were able to go from being totally quiet, unknowns, just
Obscure, random brown people.
minding our own business, of not wanting to be this. I mean, I've told you time and time again, I never wanted to be in the limelight. I try to put everybody else in front of me, but yet here we are.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, no, I don't want to, this is...
Why do you keep fighting that?
I don't know.
Dude, seriously, I have this same argument with him all the freaking time.
All right. So I can't speak about anything without being spiritual about it because that's just who I am. And I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. There's a difference, so don't at me or get.
Yeah, he's not going to bring out the King James Bible.
But but I do reference.
But
that.
I will.
I do reference that. I reference the Quran. I reference the what's the other book? The Torah. I'm Native American, so my beliefs stem in Native American beliefs, which kind of incorporate a lot of different things. And I'm not speaking for the nations. It's just my personal belief. I got to be careful about that.
Yeah, it's very political.
Right. But the point I'm making is this. I always tell people, and I have for decades, I can say that now at 57, that you have to pay attention to what comes easy to you. And the reason, again, personal belief, the reason that you do that is because that's your gift. That's your gift from the Creator. Now, you may shrug and say, but did you ever plan to be here?
No.
Did you ever plan to be here? Are you enjoying a modicum of success that makes you feel successful?
No, I don't even think we're successful. I'm just enjoying the hell out of what
So
I
that's
do.
success, right? You enjoy, right?
In that sense, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So who are you to question that?
Yeah,
So
bastard.
and I thank you for the praise, but dude, I'm just a guy in your path, all right?
Yeah.
This is why, my Facebook page, Walking My Martial Path, is just that, walking my martial path. Because when we take I'm going to take it back to the martial arts. When we start training the martial arts, we want to emulate our instructors. That's just human nature.
And we try not to do
Well, here's the thing. I think this is where we connected really quickly, first off. Because I did that. We all want to be as good as our teachers, or if at the very least we want to make our teachers happy, right?
Well, the parental figures we chose versus the ones we received.
Exactly. Very astute.
Damn, I choose
drink
poorly.
some more. Drink
no,
some more.
I choose very poorly.
But
He finally heard it.
Wait.
You want a student?
I share. I don't teach. I share. Come, I'll share with everybody.
I resemble that remark.
You do resemble that remark.
But but the point about it is it's human nature. But if we do that, what is the best we'll ever be? The second best of that person, right?
Right, because we'll never match up.
I'll never be a Green.
No.
I'll never be a Ron Esteller. I will never be I'll never be a Mike Ruby. I will never be a
and
Carlito
it's interesting that you
Bonjoc.
say that.
Let me finish.
Okay.
I'll never be a Carlito Bonjoc.
He said shut up.
Yeah.
I'll never be a Mike Cardenas. I will never be a John Atkinson. I will never be any of these people who are far superior in their skill and technique than I am. But what I will be is a portion of them because I take.
Right.
So their stream feeds my stream, my body of water. So the best I could do is honor them in doing something that I take from them. And I tell them, I'm stealing that, but you'll get credit for it. You guys heard me say that a lot of times.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Because that's exactly what it is. And the best way I can honor them is to just take from them and incorporate into whatever the hell I'm doing with it.
Right.
Well, use the gifts that they were willing to bestow upon you.
You know, Grandmaster Michael Horn and I talk about this all the time. You know, I call it the crumbs. I take the crumbs and put it in my pocket. And one of the gatherings we got together at his house, he tells his wonderful wife Tina, he goes, "Oh, get that for Dennis." He brings me out this notebook and a pad. He goes, "That's your crumb catcher," and I love that because
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
That's all we're doing, right? Now you guys were at the workshop today, right?
Yeah.
You seen what Grain and I did. Did you pick up something new?
Of course.
You're crumb catching, right? But are you going to claim that as your own?
No, I'm gonna make a pie.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna.
But that pie will be yours. Is the point I'm making? Little agreements of this. So this is where I think I have a great departure with the traditional martial arts world that I both still belong in and still a part of, and I'm finding comfort in this new, what you called a tribe, this new tribe or martial arts world that I just happen to be a part of, and I'm recognizing the people who are doing that. Yeah. Mike Cardenas is a wonderful example. Mike's Grandmaster Art Gonzalez died.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. And Mike kind of now is on his own.
Yeah.
But
and he's really picked up that mantle very well. I mean,
he did.
He just carries that torch and says,
"Dude, even when he imitates art and he uses his cadence to speak."
Yeah. You picked up on that too.
Yeah.
But see, what better way to honor his teacher?
Right.
But it's Mike doing Mike's stuff, or
Mike's way.
It's Mike doing the stuff that he was shown and taught Mike's way. That's that chain of custody is very important. It's Mike doing what Mike was taught and shown Mike's way. And isn't that what we're supposed to be doing?
Full circle.
Exactly. I'll never be the best martial artist out there, but I can be the best damn supporter I can possibly be, and that's what my intent is now going forward.
I think you hit that right on the head, because even with Naeem, myself, and Danny, and that trickle effect of me, I have never tried to emulate Danny because I know I can't.
Right.
And
that's not a shot. That's just a realization.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. The reality is, I'm not going to be that. I have to be the best me that I can put out. Whether anybody likes it or not is irrelevant.
Right. And he easily puts out.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
to my wife's liking, because she'd rather I put out over there instead of over here. So yes.
I'm not bringing your wife into this conversation. I met your wife.
Love you, Mel.
I like your wife. Your wife can scare me when she gets
she's a sweetheart.
And on the same token, though, this kid has never tried to emulate what I do. I mean,
believe it or not, the first 3 years?
Yeah, you tried.
3 years? No. The first 3 years, I wasn't trying to emulate them. I was literally trying to beat them. I was trying to beat Rick. I was trying to beat Danny. And I figured, okay, I got to beat Rick first before I can move on to Danny.
Who gave you permission to do that?
We did.
Me.
I did.
No,
I don't know.
No. You're both right. That's why I said you're both right. Because you couldn't do that in a traditional school.
No.
Yeah, no.
And nothing against traditional schools. What they do is fine because they're doing something different. And that's just not hyperbole. You have to take it to this, in my opinion, you have to take it to this level. You got to recognize, again, they're doing what they're doing and you're just
I'm different.
Yeah.
I've never been like everyone else.
Oh, I'll tell you, one martial arts experience is about this wide and about that deep. Yeah. Where there's people that have depth.
Oh, right. But it's a well.
It is a well. I mean, I look at Grandmaster Green, I look at Grandmaster Michael Horon, Grandmaster Carlito Banjak. My own teacher, Grandmaster Rana Steller. That man has 50 plus years in Kaiju Kempo.
Yeah, we could have done at least 3 other episodes with him and still get new shit every single time.
That depth is important because that depth is getting passed on to people who are like them, who will stay with the art and go to the depth. I'm just not that guy, and
that's okay.
Yeah, and that was the thing, Grandmaster Ron and I, we parted company as students and teachers just because we're at that point where it's just best for both of us, and nothing bad. We okay.
You each climbed your different mountain.
Exactly, and I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, and
well, maybe yours was a hill.
Mine was a mountain. Trust me. And then I'm now I've worked. I'm not Well, I'm actually technically under Professor Bob Gomez now, Grandmaster Bob Gomez.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Kaiji Kempo. Just because I was teaching, sharing Grandmaster Green stuff at his
Can we
school.
start calling him Grandmaster now? Bob Gomez?
Well, I don't know if that's.
He
public
told
or
me
not.
Professor.
Yeah, we'll keep it Professor.
Yeah.
Technically, he got promoted. To, I don't mean to share your info.
Sorry, Bob, but
But since
I
put it
wanted
out
to
there,
know.
technically he is a grandmaster. He got
he
elevated.
did.
Well, he got elevated on the death of Pete Morales.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
but as the leadership of the organization, it's my understanding, has agreed, and they've agreed, as they should, and Bob and them, that they're going to hold off in using that title until there's an anniversary date or something.
Right.
So forgive me if I misspoke. So Professor Bob.
Premature.
Yeah. So
like everything else he does in life.
so well, Professor.
We're going to talk to his wife about that. We're going to ask. She'll be on the show
You
next
know,
week.
this would be good to have Bob here because that banter is what. Anyway,
Oh yeah, no,
we love talking to Bob.
Yeah, Bob is
he's funny as hell.
awesome.
But here's the thing with that is that what Bob is doing with his island style Kaiji Kempo is a departure from the traditional stuff.
Right.
That's hard.
It really is. But the modification he is making is from his viewpoint. I don't want to talk for him. This is just him and I talking. So I'll stand corrected if I'm wrong. Is that he wants the efficacy to be more street oriented. And we've had a lot of conversations about that. So that's where he's taking his car. Well, that's where I've been and migrating deeper towards. So when we looked at how this all came about, I wasn't in Grandmaster Ron's dojo for a long time, just circumstances and just time.
Right.
Yeah.
I was sharing at Bob's dojo, so we just started working together. Anyway, that's how that all came about. But see, that's the growth factor of knowing who you are and where you are in your life. I mean, at 57, I should have a pretty damn good idea.
Yeah,
I still have no clue.
But see, here's the thing. The reason I could say that is because I spent the last 40 years,
Right.
Focused, with intention, trying to figure out who the hell I am. One of the things I know is, again, I will never be. We're just on Grandmaster Ron. I'm not picking on him or anything, but I'll never be a Grandmaster Ron. I'll never be a Grandmaster Carlito.
Yeah, you got to learn how to dance if you want to be like Ron.
You ever see him dance? That
Yeah.
boy can dance.
Yeah.
Man, I was just like, wow. He got awards and stuff like that. Anyway.
Yeah. We remember.
And you see it in his art too, which is beautiful.
Oh, right.
But I'll never be any of these grandmasters. So what I had to make a conscious decision to do, and thank God for COVID, because it gave me the time to really put the depth and thought. I don't make decisions lightly. Was to go, okay, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
So if I'm not that guy, the next question is,
Who am I?
who am I? And this is where a conversation with Grandmaster Michael Harone came to light, because he'd always be, when are you going to get on the mat? And I said, what do you mean? He goes, when you get on the mat and start showing people what you do. And I said, I don't ask to be on people's mats. If people ask me, I'll be happy to share. But
And let me just real quick jump in, because today was the first time we ever saw you teach.
I don't teach.
Share.
Sure. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were actually up there showing people, and I'm like, hey, what's he doing up there? I thought this was Master Green, but he was, and it was cool to see, because I had never seen you do that.
And you never will unless I'm asked. The only reason I did that because Master Green was taking care of an administrative thing in the office, and the class started at 1. And you know me, if you're part of my events, we start on time, we end on time.
See?
And
His events, but yet he's not the one that connects
right,
everything.
thank
Yeah,
you.
no.
Okay, let me. Okay. My event that I MC.
Yeah. Whatever.
All right.
See?
But-
We got your
call
number,
bullshit.
buddy.
We call bullshit.
Yeah. It's my event because I put it together, but I do it for other people. I just MC. But so I don't like people.
We're gonna host a seminar, and you're gonna teach it. Let's really fuck him up that way, right? Let's do it. You in?
Oh, wait, let's not tell him.
Oh, let's not
Let's just tell him he's
We'll
going to
just-
MC, and then all of a sudden,
Then we'll
oh,
say,
by the
oh,
way,
is
we
he-
need you to fill an hour.
Yeah, okay.
Fill an hour.
As long as I get pants out, I'm good.
Ooh.
We can work that out.
No, heck yeah.
Hey, Mike Cardenas' mace, best Filipino food I've tasted. It's made. So you guys make sure you come. November or something. I'll figure
20th.
out. 20th, November.
We
20th.
have to be
We
there.
have to.
Danny is doing a segment.
Good. Then we'll enjoy some Filipino food together.
I'll even bring some for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Some other stuff.
I'll bring a Filipino.
There you go.
See, I like that. See,
I'll
you're
make
good.
him drive that.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making with that is that when where were we going with this now?
We were trying to make a point of
2 hours ago.
Wait, what?
So I was talking to Grandmaster Michael Horan. And
Oh,
and
yeah.
he
When
goes,
are you going to get
yeah,
on the
when
mat?
you going to mat? And I said, I'll never go on the mat unless I'm invited.
Right.
You know, unless or I throw my own event, which I'm contemplating. But if you ask me, I'll go. And he made the comment one day, and this is actually 2 years. This is why I say I don't make decisions lightly. 2 years ago, maybe just before COVID, a year before COVID, he goes, "Well, you got to make a decision." I said, "What's that?" He goes, "Are you going to be the guy on the mat, or are you going to be the guy promoting?" And that grinded on me for a year, and I've made the decision to be the guy who promotes. And here's why: because promoting events. When I say promoting, I mean organizing and running them. It's a gift.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but for whatever reason, I enjoy it, and it becomes fairly easily to me, easier, I should say. To be put on a mat is something where I would have to give some serious consideration to, because when you're on a mat, it's easy to get wrapped up in the I'm on the mat, right?
I'm the guy.
I'm the guy. And we all have egos. This bullshit about, let me just set the record straight. So, and you can at me or Instagram me, whatever.
Egos.